Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What do I feel like putting on today? Do I feel like putting this on? Let's see. Good morning. Hey, everybody. I'm just starting to get my makeup routine on here. And by makeup routine, that's a little extreme of a term here. Woo. All right. Anyway, how is everybody doing? I am, like I said, just getting my morning routine started. My nails are terrible. I'm a bit of a mess. I had so many sports this morning. I had 11 soccer games. 11. We had the Birmingham Bash soccer tournament thing this weekend. So I had 11 soccer games and 2 volleyball games. Plus, we tried to let Charlie sleep out Friday night, and the calls came every 30 minutes about her wanting to come home. So I didn't get a lot of sleep Friday night, and it has just been a very, very busy couple of days. And hi, Amy. I went to bed last night. I watched 1.5 episodes of Ted Lasso at 9 o'clock after I said goodnight to my children. And by 9:45, I was dead asleep. Like, I'm talking about asleep to the world. I'm talking about didn't even hear Michael come in. I'm talking about like knocked out, y'all. I was knocked out. And I slept, thank God, 8 hours and 18 minutes of really good sleep. So, I am going to pull this whisker out of my chin. I only have one, but boy, it comes back with, like, it does not mess around, that one whisker. And super proud of Olivia's soccer team as they came in first place, which is so great. And it was a great weekend of sports. I'm just exhausted. And now I'm back to Monday. And I feel like I have so much to tell you guys, and I have to have so many like serious conversations with you guys over the next few days. But we need to start with this one. So I have been hiding from you guys for the last couple of days. And I know that I was hiding because I was looking for excuses not to do coffee talk. And typically I'm looking for the time to do coffee talk. So it is very unlike me to start looking for excuses not to do coffee talk. Oh, I'm too busy. Oh, whatever. And I really had to get to the truth, the bottom yesterday of like, why am I hiding from you guys? Why? Like, I bring everything to you. I lay everything at your feet. I do the best I can to tell my truth without telling other people's stories. Like, I really don't hide from you guys. So why am I hiding? And here is the truth. I have been hiding from you guys because my eating disorder has been really bad the last few days. It has been a very, very dark space for me. The truth is that I am caught between desperately wanting my eating disorder to go away and completely beholden and dependent on the unhealthy voices that rule my food consumption. I am codependent on my eating disorder. I hate that I have it. I am resentful that it's there. I hate when it drags me into a dark space. And at the same time, I am terrified about what would happen if it left. How would I control my eating? How would I control my food? How would I control? It is a very, very weird relationship that I have with my eating disorder. I so desperately want to be the person who just goes out and eats and doesn't think about every piece of food she puts in her mouth, every calorie she consumes, whether the scale will say this number or whatever. And at the same time, it's almost a weird power thing. Like, oh, I have an eating disorder, and so I can limit my calories and I can control everything that I eat. And it's like a high at the same time. And that is fucked up. Okay, that is like being in love with your abusers. That is like Stockholm syndrome. That is like the girl who won't press charges on the man who rapes her or abuses her or whatever because he loves her. My eating disorder doesn't love me. It doesn't love me. I'm codependent on it. And I have been hiding from you guys the last couple of days because I saw a number on the scale that that threw me into like a fucking tailspin. And I want to tell you guys how dangerous the control that an eating disorder can have on somebody. I want you to understand how irrational it is. Like, when I tell you irrational, this should have a trigger warning. Oh, that's fair. Okay, well, I'll edit the caption when it posts. Thank you for pointing that out to me. This should have a trigger warning. Yeah, let me stop right here to Ginny's point and say, if you struggle with eating disorders and you are not mentally or emotionally prepared for this conversation, log out now. I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that. Janine, this should have a trigger warning because people who have eating disorders and hear someone cycling can get very, in some ways, depressed, in some ways inspired. It's very dangerous. Trigger warnings are very, very important. And I didn't think about that. And that's a great point. So I will edit the caption to say trigger warning, eating disorder, because it is, you should, yes. Sometimes when people start talking about dead dads, I'm like, whoa, can I get a fucking warning here? Anyway, I want you to understand the irrational voice. And I also want you to know that I understand it's irrational. I want you to know that. But if you know it's irrational, Jamie, why can't you just stop thinking it? Well, if I ever come up with that solution, if I ever come up with the like if I ever come up with the recipe of like just get people with eating disorders to just stop thinking about it, I will be so rich and famous, you have no idea. Okay, so irrational. And have I tried counseling? Oh gosh, yes. No, I'm 1,000 times better than I used to be because of therapy. But it is still there, you know, and it probably will be for the rest of my life. Sometimes it controls me, like the last few days. Most of the time, I control it. Please know that. 90% of the time, okay, that's a fucking bold-faced lie. That's a lie. 60% of the time, I control it. And I know you're probably thinking that's not that much, but it's more than 50. And it used to be that my eating disorder controlled me 100% of the time. So I consider 60% a win. But anyway, so let me tell you what irrational is. Irrational is, I need my glasses because it's giving me a headache. Irrational is that if I see the number over 130 on the scale, I begin to cycle. But if I see 129.9, I can manage. So I want you to understand the difference between 130 and 129.9. For those of you without an eating disorder, that sounds like the dumbest fucking thing you ever heard. And if you think I don't know that, you're wrong. I am well aware that that sounds irrational and ridiculous. That 1 point on the fucking Richter scale here is what's saving me or not saving me. I just want you to know that I am well aware. Okay? It is insane. But it is my truth. It is part of my disorder. And it is what I work to deal with. Now, in therapy, they teach you not to weigh yourself. Well, is that really fucking helping me? Am I getting any better if I just avoid the things completely that trigger me? Maybe. But here's the thing. The high from the good days is so great. So more times than not, I weigh myself and I'm a 129.9 and I have a great fucking day. And that high for me is intoxicating. So is it worth the high? Are the lows worth the highs? I don't know. I guess that's what we're trying to figure out, right? But when I tell you that it is irrational, it is so fucking irrational that I can't even stand myself half the time. I'm disgusted with myself that I can't, as mentally strong as I am, and as much shit as I can do, and as much as I love my life, and as close as I am to God, I still am controlled by 1 fucking ounce on the scale. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I'm sorry, but it's fucking ridiculous. Seriously. With pregnancy, it was weird. It was like my eating disorder went away. I became fixated on how much weight the babies were gaining. So it was like transfer of disorder. Is she nursing enough? Is she eating enough? Is she feeding enough? Is she gaining enough? Is she enough? Is she average? Is she good? Is she weight? Is she heavy? Is she chubby? Is she skinny? Is she fat? Holy fuck. The one good thing that I will tell you, the one thing I am so thankful for, that I thank God for every day, and I thank therapy for every day, is I broke the cycle from my mother. I do not do to my daughters what was done to me. And if I never do anything else right in my life, you can't take that away from me. My children do not struggle with food or weight or calories or fat or steps or anything at all. It's not to say they're not aware. They certainly know healthy choices and unhealthy choices, too much sugar versus enough sugar. I do like normal parenting where you're not just going to sit around eating sugar all day. They sneak sugar a lot, which gets me frustrated, but that's not an eating disorder. That's my, badass kids. Anyway, so I broke the cycle, and I know it can change, and I am very fucking aware, and I pay very, very, very close attention to what is going on. And let me tell you, sometimes you got to keep people away from your kids to make sure that it doesn't. Because when them comments start, she's such a beautiful girl. Look how tall she's getting. Look how, she's got such a different body. Oh my God, Nah, you got to go. Because I already know what this is. I recognize it. And when I'm triggered, you got to get the fuck away from my kids. Period. You got to get away from my kids. 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 Period. So I don't care. I don't care how much you love my kids. If your behaviors are unhealthy, you got to get the fuck away from my kids. So anyway, the reason that I have been hiding from you guys is because I have been cycling over a number on the scale and I couldn't get out of the cycle. I had to restrict and walk and get the number down, and I know it isn't healthy and it doesn't happen to me often, but when it does, I'm ashamed of it because I know it's ridiculous, and at the same time I'm codependent on it and it's awful. But again, I am way better than I was and I continue to improve. And here we are having a conversation about it, something I never thought I would be able to do even 5 years ago. So, just FYI, if you are also struggling, if you are also codependent on your addiction, eating disorder, whatever it is, I just want you to know that you are not alone. And, I can't heal if I hide from you guys. That's just the truth. I make a lot of mistakes and I have a lot of flaws and I am a sinner because, Jesus didn't hang on that cross for nothing. Okay? Jesus did not hang on that cross for nothing. Jesus did not get up there and be like, all right, everybody go be perfect. I'm just going to go ahead and die right here, but y'all be perfect. He did not do that. So I just want to tell you that I can't hide from you. Because when I start hiding from you, it gets really easy to fall back into dangerous behavior. So I will continue to give you trigger warnings, but when I am not doing well, I have to come out here and say to you guys, I'm not doing well. Period. Now, I am here to tell you that today is a much better day. Now, is it much better because I saw the number I wanted to see on the scale? Yes. Is that okay right now? Yes. And I am going to try not to weigh myself for the rest of the week. And that is just, small steps. Small steps. And, shout out to everybody who does not have an eating disorder. I just want to fucking be in your brain for one day. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to get up in the morning and be like, I think I'm going to eat a bowl of cereal. I'm just gonna go right over here and eat a bowl of cereal. Maybe I'll eat half a bagel, drink some coffee, read the news. I feel like an omelet. I'm going to have an omelet, maybe some fucking oatmeal. Like, what is that like? To just fucking order off a menu and not calculate in your mind what you're going to be able to eat later or not eat because of what you're eating right now. What does that feel like? That's Michael. That's Michael, and thank God. Thank God that I married a man who does not have the same struggles that I have, because I am incredibly grateful that my children have a healthy, unaffected point of view. Yes, everything in moderation, absolutely. And I do know that. And I do also want you guys to know that I do have times where I just eat. I really do. I wish they were more, but I do. I do have times where I just eat. You know? And it's typically when I'm home in New Jersey and I get a Fed's pizza. Because when Fed's pizza is around, you can't tell me shit. I'm eating it and I don't care. And I'm eating the whole pizza and the whole salad. And I do it and I don't feel guilty about it at all. So I know that it can be done. I just wish that it could be done in a way that wasn't so fucking unhealthy. Food is not a reward. It is not a enemy. It is sustenance to keep your body. It is gas at the gas station for your body. You don't reward your car. You don't give your car a reward for running. Oh, I'm going to put gas in you because you did such a good job this week running. You put gas in it because without gas, it fucking stops. So I'm getting there. I'm not there. I may never be there, but I'm in the process of getting there. And I just don't want to hide from you guys anymore. So I love you very much. Love you. And I hope that thank you for like opening your arms to me and having this conversation with me, especially if you think it's irrational, because so do I. And I love you very much. Truly. Also, my burning mouth syndrome is back and it's fucking miserable. It was gone for a year and I thought it was gone. It is not gone. It is back and it is awful. And to anyone suffering with that, it is brutal to go all day with like this weird metallic taste in your mouth and like a burning on your tongue, and it gets worse as the day goes on, and it's like this weird fucking feeling, and your mouth is dry all the time, and it's just awful. I fucking hate it. And when you Google it, it basically says, oh, there's absolutely nothing you can do. You're going to be tortured by this for the rest of your life. Great. Amazing. Amazing. It's awful. So there's that. It's not thrush, guys. It's already been diagnosed. It's not thrush. It's not mouth herpes. I've literally been tested for everything. It is awful. It's not mental. It's not psychological. It's not anxiety. It's fucking probably hormones. Who the hell knows? I love you guys very much. Have a great, great day.